Welcome to Keystone Review video number 3. This one has radicals, which are square roots, and a little bit more. This is some of the stuff that we may or may not get to depending on where we are in the curriculum when the keystones happen. So question number 1 says, which expression can be simplified to the form 3 times the square root of y plus 3, where y is a positive integer? So really important, y is a positive integer. So that means we want y to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. So the first thing we want to do is kind of simplify radicals. The square root of 18 is the same as the square root of 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 is a perfect square, so we can pull that out. The square root of 9 is 3. So this is 3 times the square root of 2. 3 is good, that's on the outside, but 2, if I do y plus 3 equals 2, then y must be equal to -1. And since -1 is negative and not positive, A cannot be the right answer. Then we look at the square root of 63. 63 is the same as 9 times 7. The square root of 9 again is 3, so we can pull that out, times the square root of 7. And if we do y plus 3 equals 7, then y must be 4. So B checks out. Let's just check C and D before we move on. So 75 is the same as 25 times 3. So this is the square root of 25 times 3. Square root of 25 is 5, so we pull the 5 out. Square root of 3, that one doesn't even have the 3 on the outside, so C is not correct. The square root of 84, so 84 is the same as the square root of 4. 84 divided by 4 is 21. And 21 is 7 times 3, so we can't do anything else about that. Square root of 4 is 2, so that makes 2 square root of 21. Again, the 3 is not on the outside of the radical sign, so that's not correct. Therefore, B is the correct answer for that one. Not too hard, but you have to understand radicals and square roots a little bit. So if you need practice with that, let me know and we can get you on some practice. Number 2, a dog's body temperature, T, in degrees Fahrenheit, is considered normal when the value of the expression below is no more than 0.75. So this is the absolute value. Remember we talked about that? So absolute value of T, so the dog's body temperature, minus 101.75. So a dog's body temperature is 101.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Based on the expression, which statement about the dog's body temperature is true? Let's just substitute it in and see. So absolute value of 101.2 minus 101.75 is the absolute value of negative 0.55, which is 0.55. How does that compare to 0.75? It is less than, okay, so we'll put that over here, less than 0.75. So that's a good thing. Since the normal body temperature is from 100.25 to 103.25, the dog's body temperature is considered normal. Well, we want to say is considered normal. So that leaves out B and D. Excuse me. So those two are definitely not there because the dog's body temperature is normal. we can figure out the other pieces because we have 101.75 plus 0.75, which gives us 102.5, and I see that right here. We can also subtract that 0.75, which makes it 101. So therefore, C is the correct answer. So there are two ways to look at this and two ways to get at the right answer for this one. Excuse me. For question number 4, we have when x cubed minus 2x squared minus 15x is factored completely, which expression is one of the factors? So factored completely. This is definitely one of the things that we're not going to get to this year. So pay attention to how I'm factoring. This is something that we can look at again in more detail as time gets closer. So if we look at x squared minus 2x, or x cubed, minus 2x squared minus 15x, what do you notice about all three of those terms? The first thing I notice is that there's an x. So if I factor out an x, I'm left with x squared minus 2x minus 15. There's nothing else that's the same in all three of those terms. So this is the tricky part. We have to factor the trinomial. In other words, we have to unfoil it. So to unfoil it, that means we're going to have two binomials. X squared is the same as x times x. So I'm going to put one x in each of my parentheses. And then I want to multiply to minus 15, but add to negative 2. So factors of negative 15 are negative 1, positive 15, or positive 1 and negative 15, but those don't work to add to negative 2. The other pair of factors is negative 3, positive 5, or positive 3 and negative 5. The ones that add to negative 2 is our 3 and minus 5. So x plus 3, x minus 5. There are other ways to factor a trinomial, but at this point, this was pretty straightforward and easy. So I would just puzzle it out like that. So if we look at our choices, obviously D is not right because that's not factored completely. X squared minus 5x is not factored completely as well because there's an x in each one of those terms. So then we have either x plus 5, x minus 5, and our choice is x minus 5 because it's right there, our second factor. Again, these are things that we might or might not get to at some point this year. If you need more help with these, I can certainly get you practice on them.